Happy summer there, Maverick traders. This is Rob Reinhold. This is the Market Roundup. Welcome to June 3rd, 2025. Let's jump into it. In this session, we're going to go through the news of the day. We're going to take a look at the commodities. We're going to see that the markets are still trying to push higher. So I've got a few trades for you. Let's jump into it.
All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. This video has been released to the public after a delay required by our compliance department. Maverick traders receive this market recap immediately, along with real-time trading support and resources. Maverick Trading is a proprietary trading firm that backs professional stock and options traders with firm capital. Our traders keep 70 to 80% of the profits they generate. If you're ready to become a professional trader, click the apply link in the video description below. Let's break down what happened in the markets today.
All right, let's take a look at what happened today, and let's go ahead and first start off with the news. Overnight, we got some news that the OECD, which is the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, they reduced U.S. GDP projections for the rest of the year. The futures went down, and I saw overnight the futures were down about 0.5%. And then by the open, they opened up right at flat, and then we just were bought all day long. We're going to take a look at the chart here, but bullishness. We had JOLTS job openings were better than expected, so there's more job openings than there were last month, which is generally seen as bullish. So what does that mean for the market? Well, it means that we had an up day. We had an up day across the board, and we did actually poke up a little higher and then came off our highs at the close, but really still a strong candle. Oil and gold, pretty mixed. We take a look at the advanced decline line. We basically had 2 out of every 3 stocks were going higher today. Overall, it was a strong day, and take a look where we are in this chart. We are just pushing and pushing and pushing up against this top level. You could draw some trend lines here. We've got that 20-day moving average right here. Everything is saying this is going to break higher. We've been saying for the last really month or about a month, once we crossed above that 50-day moving average, we said, okay, no more bearishness. You got to get bullish. And basically, the chart has proven us right. I can write an essay on all the reasons why we shouldn't be up here close to all-time highs. And you would read that essay and be like, you know what? That's very convincing. Guess what? The market doesn't care. The market doesn't care. It's strong. Over the weekend in the trading room, I said it would be very surprising if the markets break out in the first week or two of June. And I talked about how June is typically low volume, low volatility, low return. But guess what? The market doesn't have to listen to me. Remember, those are seasonality numbers, meaning that if you take all the last 50 years, this is what happened as an average over all 50 years. There were some years that the first 2 weeks of June were fantastic weeks. This might be one of those years. We take a look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's like, hey, I want to go even more. The NASDAQ's got more momentum at this point. We are above our high that we set in the 1st of May. And you can see this candle, that's a bullish candle. Opening at the low, closing near the high. It's just a bullish candle. I don't see any reason why these markets don't continue to go higher. That being said, we have not broken out of the base yet. And I'm going to keep throwing in, we are in a period where we typically don't see large returns in the market. It could happen. I'm just tempering my expectations for bullishness. I'm still at a +2. I still think this market is quite bullish. I'm just tempering it a little bit here until we get some breakouts and some continuations and follow-throughs. Nothing really to see in the heat map. Pretty mixed all over the board. As I said, nothing has changed. Market's a +2. We're in a high base. That high base is going to stay in a high base until it breaks out to the upside. That's typically what high bases do. Trust in the charts. I've had to learn this a lot over my career because I think I'm pretty smart. And whenever I think I'm pretty smart and I decide that the market's wrong and I'm right, guess what usually happens? The market slaps me and says, no, I'm right. You shut your mouth. Stop thinking. Just go with the trend. Let's take a look at some potential trades here. Look, I've only got 2 trades here. And I talked about this in the trading room last week. And I said, I'm just not super excited about opening up new bulls here. We're up at the high, this high base. It's likely going to churn for a little bit. Where we are in the seasonality, I don't love a ton of new trades, but you still want to be overly bullish. So I've got a bull and a sideways for you today. I really like what's happening in the utility sector. And earlier this morning, I can't remember what company it was, but a company secured a $20 billion contract with Microsoft to provide energy just for Microsoft's AI. Here we have NRG. It is just a beautiful looking high base. When does it break? Nobody knows. Nobody knows, but what we do know is high bases typically break out and run higher. I like the target of 170. Do you have to be that optimistic? No. You could do like a 160, 165 bull call spread. Be like, hey, I don't want to be that optimistic. Heck, you could do a 155, 160 and just say, I think it's going to stay above 160 until my expiration. But everything here is looking green for NRG. On the sideways front, Delta Airlines. If you take a look at all the airlines, they're really, I don't want to say out of favor because they're not in downtrends, but all the momentum they had early in the year, they've lost, and they're just all going nowhere. Whenever you take a look at a sideways stock, you have to determine, is it just taking a break for the next run? So again, we got this big run higher, and then we fell. Here's the question, was this fall just a pullback to where now it's going to rocket up to a new high? Or I'm going to bet that this pullback that happened and then the market's now reaching towards new highs, and take a look at what this stock's doing. Nothing. This is not participating in the market. Ever since really the 1st of May, this has dramatically underperformed the market. It's not going down, but it's not going anywhere. I like this as a sideways trade. I think I am going to be slightly bullish here, looking at a 47.50, 53 butterfly here. So this is going to be slightly bullish. If you want to be in a true butterfly, then you take a look at the 46, 49, 52. That would be a true sideways one. Sorry, 46, 48, 51. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere. It's underperformed the market. So I like this one and really some of the other airlines as well for sideways. Let's talk about tomorrow. We got high base pattern. That's what it is. I could give you all the things that are happening, but in the end, the chart's all that matters. It's a high base. Be more bullish and bearish. We're above the 50-day moving average with both lines sloping higher. It's a bull market. So stay bullish until it tells you not to be. Tomorrow, we've got the ADP employment report. It's not really going to matter. I don't think you really have to be concerned about it. And we don't really have any big earnings tomorrow. We did have CrowdStrike earnings tonight. It looks like they are being hit after market a little bit, but the futures are holding up, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I don't think we break out tomorrow. I don't think we've got the energy yet, especially with this CrowdStrike news. I would really think we're going to just hold in this high base for maybe the rest of the week. Maybe we break out next week. But I think, again, you want to be bullish, but I don't think you're expecting anything over the next couple of days. That is a market roundup. Thanks, everybody.